Mm. Good morning. Okay. Our second class. Have you read the textbook before you came to class? As always, no, or sometimes no, sometimes yes. Okay. It's okay. Yeah, I think on Monday we cover a few points. Yeah, we discuss about purpose of tax, right? Um, why is the government need tax money? Why the government need tax money? To keep in their pocket, to cover expenses, pay debt. Mhm. Yeah, good. Yeah, remember very well. So, and then we touch on a little bit about direct and indirect tax. All of you fully understand what is direct tax mean and indirect tax mean? Okay, what is the direct tax mean? Mhm. Yeah. So basically, the tax collect on your income. I mean, your earnings. Okay. And indirect tax on the consumption. Any kind of tax imposed on your expenses, yeah, on your consumption is indirect tax. Okay. And yeah, we touch on a little bit tax avoidance and tax evasion, right? What does a tax avoidance mean? The two type of action, do they have the same purpose or different purpose? Same purpose, trying to reduce tax payments. Okay, but what is it different? Yeah. Okay. And next, yes, good. Um, Next, we talk about tax treaties. Just a few minutes only. Okay, for you, just a heads up because tax treaty we have like we don't have a full course under this now. But if you want to understand more about tax treaty, yeah, we call advanced tax course because it covers a lot of area in the tax law. So it's involved we call international tax, tax law. So not just focus on Cambodian tax alone, but also study about other country tax and how they implement, what the policy is. But basically, the tax treaty, another word they call double taxation agreements. It's an agreement between two countries. What is the purpose? Is an agreement between two countries seeking to avoid double taxation by defining taxing right of each country, taxing right, okay, of each country with regard to cross-border flow of incomes and provide for tax credit, exemption to eliminate double taxations. So this is an agreement between two countries, they come to discuss, hey, if my investor going to invest in your country, of course, I know you're going to collect tax from my investor. And then the country negotiate, hey, if my investor generate income from your country, please don't tax them or reduce tax rate, yeah, or reduce tax rate, okay? So this is a way there where we can, promote foreign direct investment, and yeah, mainly they focus on we call taxing right. Taxing rights mean right to collect tax for each country. Each country have the right to collect tax on the same income. For example, if the company from Singapore, they are selling, many companies from Singapore come to invest in Cambodia, setting up a company and doing a business here, okay, selling a product, and they're selling to all of you, okay, they generate income, okay, and after they generate income, okay, of course, they have to transfer this income back to their home country, Singapore, okay. When they generate income here in Cambodia, Cambodians have a right to tax them, to collect tax, tax on income, yeah, because they are running a business here on the same income. And at the same time, when they transfer the income back to their home country in Singapore, Singapore maybe collect tax on the same income, from selling off a product here in Cambodia. And you can see that there's two-time taxing, right, by two countries. And then, as an investor, hey, why I have to come to Cambodia to do business? Because I'm going to pay tax twice on the same income I generate here in Cambodia. You lose your interest. Okay, then you try to negotiate, probably maybe with your home country, say, hey, please don't tax me again because Cambodian, already taxed me, collect, huge amount of tax. And now you tax me again. I don't have, any money left. There's no return on investment, nothing. I do business so hard. At the end of the day, I get nothing, in my bank. Okay, nobody going to invest. Okay, so probably, the double taxation agreement try to define taxing right on the same income, whether Cambodia have the right to tax or Singapore have the right to tax. And then they define, okay, based on this income generated from this business activity, only Cambodians have the right to tax. So Singapore cannot tax them because you have no right under that agreement between the two countries. Yeah, that is one thing. So, but the bulk taxation agreement, or you simply call DTA, it's a international names. If they call DTA amongst the tax experts, tax professional. They only focus on direct tax only. You can exempt, you can reduce tax rate, you can get a credit only on direct tax. Indirect tax, no, they don't include, which means tax on consumptions, they don't include. So there's no way to negotiate because tax on consumption only one times, because who is the one who pay tax? Consumer, not a business, not an investor. So consumer pay, they only pay one time. You cannot ask them to pay two times. You're gonna get killed. Yeah. So, and that's why they don't really focus on indirect tax because only one time tax. So anyway, so where the good and service supply in that territory, that country have a full right to tax indirect tax. The other country, the home country, have no right to tax indirect tax because the consumption is not happen in Singapore. Consumption happen in Cambodia, right? Only consumer in Cambodia pay tax, that one-time tax, and that's why they are not included in double taxation agreement. Only direct tax because direct tax, generate income here, of course, must transfer back to the home country. They are not going to keep the money here in Cambodia, right? Yeah. Even though when you run a business in any country, yeah, even though you still run a business in their country, in that country, when you make money, you have to transfer to your home country. Everyone loves home, right? You love Cambodia. All of you love Cambodia. Okay. Why so weak? Should be yes. Okay. I love Cambodia. Okay. Even though it's not the best country, but I still love it. Okay. So basically, the principle, just to trying not to try the main principles, try to define taxing right, first thing. Secondly, exemptions on the cross-border transaction, which means investors from other country come to invest in Cambodia. If they tax here, they don't tax their home country. If they tax in the home country, we, Cambodia, cannot tax them. So one-time tax. Or credit, sometimes, okay, collect 2 times, but home country or Cambodian provide a credit. Yeah, provide a credit. Yeah, it's good. At least you get a credit or completely exemptions. Okay, so that's the main purpose. There is some sort of we call a double taxation. We have a model, not created by Cambodia, not created by Singapore, but created by, we call developed country, OECD country, OECD country, which is many countries in Europe, including US and all the right countries. They create this rule for them because they do a trading between each, amongst their country, and then they say, hey, you don't tax, I tax, or if you tax, then give me a credit, or maybe don't collect tax at all. So the treaty focus on tax, what we call double taxation agreement, but some other treaty we call free trade agreements. Maybe you have heard about it, right? Free trade agreement, that's a different story. Free trade agreement, they focusing on import duty, that a different type of tax. Cambodia we call custom duty. When you import good, export good, maybe you import good required to pay custom duty on imported goods to the custom department. You know where the custom department is? Don't know? Located near us, behind. You see the big yellow building, high building, yellow building down there? Along Senate Boulevard here, just around like 2 or 3 meters from here, right? In front of the new National Bank of Cambodia, yeah, under construction, yellow and high, that are custom departments. Yeah, one of the the big government building. So you never know the customs before. Before, to work, if you work as a custom officer, your status is the highest among the government officer. Okay. Now it's still, now it's before tax, custom here, tax officer here, and the other officer will be, if you work for Ministry of Finance, maybe second level, and other will be similar, the same, similar. Yeah, but customs is the highest, the status. But now tax officer moving up the same level, and sometimes, it's become a tax officer, you have a higher status than a custom officer. Why? Because free trade agreements. Custom cannot, some good imported into Cambodia, you are not required to pay tax. Good from China, good import amongst Asian countries. So import, no pay tax. And if you don't need to pay tax, you don't need to talk to the custom officer, because I don't pay anything. I'm not going to negotiate with him to reduce tax. Yeah? Before, if you want to import the custom, if you need to pay tax, you have, and then you don't want to pay tax, you go negotiate. Hey, mister, can you tell me how can I reduce tax payments? Yeah. So then negotiation happens, exchange some sort of benefit for both sides. That's why custom officer previously, the highest status government officer in the country. Not just Cambodia, but other countries, some developing countries also have the same status. Because he is the one who can say yes or no in terms of importing good. If you say no, you cannot import good. If you say yes, yeah, get it in. Yeah. Okay, so but free trade agreement is different from tax treaty or double taxation agreement. That's free trade agreement focus on, still we call cross-border transaction, but related to import and export of goods from one country to another country that can be exempt completely from custom duty. Yeah. And maybe some other we call a trade protections, which mean if I export good from Cambodia to China, for example, then Chinese custom officer will let the good in immediately without checking, without questionings, anything. Yeah, that's kind of we call free trade agreements. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There's a tax treaty tend not to exist when either party regard of their we call tax haven countries. Have you heard this term before? Tax haven country. Yeah, the word heaven you have heard, but tax haven country, how it look like? Yes, that's a country like us, but the country that they don't want to collect tax. You live in a heaven, you don't need to pay tax. If you want to live in that country, whatever income, expense, don't need to pay anything. That's why we call heaven, right? Tax haven country, the country, they don't need tax. They have money already in their bank. So, okay, come to live in my country. Yeah, but not many, around 10 or 20 country that they, around 10 country called 100% tax haven country. Another 10 half. For example, in Singapore, in Singapore, if you generate income from Singapore source, source means you do business in Singapore, you pay tax. But if you generate income from outside Singapore, which means you have a company in Singapore, but somehow you have a customer here in Cambodia, right? To do the customer here in Cambodia requesting you, a company in Singapore, come to perform service, to provide a service here in Cambodia. Then he come to Cambodia or provide service, and then he invoice from his Singapore company to a customer here in Cambodia for a service that he's supply. Okay, then we call income is not sourced in Singapore, or another term we call foreign source income from Cambodia also defined, every country defined. I mean, incomes that is not generated from that own country. It generates from Cambodia because the customer here in Cambodia, he's come to Cambodia to perform service for a Cambodian customers. So that's they call foreign source income. And then based on the current Singapore tax law, they don't collect tax on that foreign source income. Yeah, they don't collect it. They only collect income generated or source from that country, from Singapore. So, I mean, that's 50-50. 50 heaven, 50 not. Because if you generate income in Singapore, you pay tax. But outside, no pay tax. And that's why Singapore became one of the famous countries in Southeast Asia. Investor from Europe, US, or the big company, they are setting up in Singapore. And then they invest in Cambodia. You can see so many companies here, banks, insurance, so many big company, American company, but all of them have an office in Singapore. Why? Yeah, on top of they don't collect tax on income source from Cambodia, transfer to Singapore. Secondly, Singapore have we call the financial hub, which means you can get a loans, or Singapore have a special right, in terms of money transfer from developed country like Europe or US. Some investment, even though they are American companies, but they cannot transfer money from US directly to Cambodia because of restrictions. Maybe it. Cambodian still, in the gray, or some part is black. They are prohibited from transferring money directly from US banks to Cambodian banks. They have to go through Singapore first, stay there for a while, and then transfer to Cambodia. So that's why, Singapore, they can claim very distinct status from European country and also US country. And that's why make the small country be rich. Yeah, because of the smart leader. Yeah, okay, because they don't have land, right, to do a farming. Okay, what they need to do, they have to find a different way to make money. Yeah, okay. Before Hong Kong, Hong Kong is before Hong Kong is controlled by UK. Hong Kong has the same status as Singapore, but after UK, okay, giving back to China, and then Singapore see this, say, hey, it's a good opportunity for me. Okay, then Singapore develop themselves to replace Hong Kong, because they know that many developed countries, European, US, don't like China. So, okay, so they take that advantage because the smart leader. Okay, okay, so Hong Kong the same. Hong Kong also like half tax haven country, because that's they, and a few country in Europe, yeah, they also, but many country that's completely exempt. What we call British Virgin Island. Have you heard about this country? British Virgin Island, Cayman Island. Uh, yeah, that's a country. In Malaysia also create one completely tax haven country, one island called Labuan. Labuan, yeah, north of Malaysia, because they try to attract investor come to. They want to follow Singapore, footstep. Okay, yeah, but not many people want to go there, because of a lot of things, religious, politics, corruptions. If you want to build a country like Singapore or transparent, you must be completely transparent. You can attract all of those good investors, rich investor. If you're not transparent, just small, because why? Why they don't want to invest more in, what I would say corrupt country? Because if they put the money in, what they think of, when my investment will be gone. Yeah, that's a lot of my friend work in the government asking me, why big company, they have an office here, but they invest a few $1 million, not $100 million, not 1 billion or 2 billion. Why? They don't trust you. They're afraid that you steal their money. Okay, right? Yesterday, I met with one of big banks from Japan, Mitsubishi Bank. Yeah, Mitsubishi Group. They have a bank. They have they have so many kinds of business. And they came to Cambodia, try to explore the explore the opportunity here, because all of them, they will come to Cambodia. Many of them based in Singapore, many of them based not far from Cambodia, but they said they worked there for 20 or 30 years. They've been, they work in Singapore for 10 or 20 years, but they had no chance. But just yesterday they came and I met them. They asked me a lot of questions. They said, why? They don't see a big, investor here. See a small investment come to Cambodia. What happens? Yeah, that's the answer. I said, oh, okay. Yeah. And that's why you never come to Cambodia too. You always stay in Singapore. Okay. So yeah, that is investor, I remember, 14 years, 15 years ago, back in 2008 and 9, those days, so many big investors come to Cambodia, but just come to us, and then they explore the opportunity, looking at regulation, looking at government's, what they call government policies, all of this. When they find out that the country is not really transparent, all of them just leave and never come back. Now, another 15 or 14 years, I have one group coming again. Actually, they have a rep office here, and they have a small investment in some other banks, but they're small, $5 million, $10 million investment. Yeah, but for them, they can invest 1 billion, 2 billion, 10 billions, right? Same like one of the big investor, maybe SoftBank, right? A Japanese bank. Japanese investment bank. Investment bank and commercial bank are different. Commercial bank, you do a lot of loan, but investment bank, they focus on investment, yeah, based on equity investments. But investment bank, they have a lot of money. Like SoftBank, they promise to invest in the US 100 billion, yeah, this year, next couple of years. Okay. If 100 billion invest in Cambodia, wow, a lot. Gonna be 3 or 4 years our GDP. We don't need to do anything. Okay. So yeah, this is a treaty. Treaty attract foreign direct investment, but on top of that, the best to attract more foreign direct investment is transparency. Yeah, that's transparency. And as I said, DTA, double taxation, designed to attract foreign investments. Yes, because you don't collect tax, you reduce tax rate, blah, blah, blah. Everyone will like it. Investor will love it. But alone is not that, attractive. Need to be transparent. And they said, if we do DTA, we reduce tax evasion. Okay, yeah. If you don't need to pay tax, why you have to commit, a crime? Okay. So, in short, treaty is an agreement, but tax term, they call tax treaties. A full name normally they call double taxation agreements. In short, they call DTA. Yeah. So it's agreement between two countries, only two countries, seeking to define taxing right and reduce tax rate or exempt tax completely. Okay, that's all about for our course. If you want to learn more, then you register, but you have to pass this first. If you don't pass, they are not allow you to study the next step. So maybe you know that with this course they have two. They have one exam, but you can pass what they call diploma tax. If you pass diploma tax, then when you want to pursue ACCA, you are exempt from F6. Yeah, you don't need to study again. So, but if you don't pass, okay, maybe, yeah, you still graduate, but because if you diploma, quiz or anything like the marks that you get, the points that you get from quiz are not count. You 100% went at the exam. Okay, pass rate 50%. Yeah, full points 100. If you get 50, you pass. So quiz don't count for diploma. But if you cannot get 50 at the exam, okay, and then you fail diploma exam, and then we have to, okay, whatever you got, they will add the quiz that you do after each topics. Okay, yeah. But if you pass diploma, then you don't need, you'll be exempted from F6. If you want to study ACCA, then you don't need to study again. Yeah, I encourage you to pass diploma. Not easy. Pass rate never exceed 50% of the, each term will have around 700 or 1,000, students, but the pass rate between 35 to 45, 47%. Yeah. Okay. Now look at me. Daya. When I say that, Daya look at me, staring at me. Maybe say, okay, teacher, I will do it this time. Last term, one of the students, they get like 77.5. That's 77.5 is, nobody exceed 80. A long time ago, they get 80. That's just only one until now, more than 10 years. Quite difficult, yeah. but I know you can do it. Yeah. Your friend can do it, then you also can do it. Okay. Next, we discuss about tax policy and tax administration. Okay. They said tax policy is the program for setting tax. Easy to understand, right? The government will set, our tax policy, what they want to have, what they want to have. They want to collect direct tax more, or they want to collect indirect tax more. If they want to collect more direct tax, every year the government will have their own plans. They have their own work to prepare the budget for the countries, how much they want incomes, how much they're going to expense, to spend, to spend. And then they will look at, okay, if I want to spend more, I need to make more money, right? If I make more money, tax revenue is a primary one. Because normally, in each country, most developing country, they have a target to collect tax around maximum 30% of GDP. Yeah, if you can collect around 20 to 30%, that's the best country ever. I mean, that's the target, right? Yes, that's a whole government budget. Cambodian, we collect between 15 to 25 some year, some less than that. Yeah, some less than 15% of GDP. Do you know how much our GDP is? Huh? 1 billion, 2 billion? I mean, talking about dollars. How much is it? 31 billion. Okay. They're going to change, how to calculate GDP. I believe they don't come up around 31, 32 billions in the last couple of years. But they want to change a method how to calculate GDP, that they change retroactively back 10 years. Why they back 10 years? Because if you back 10 years and then you can, that method will accumulate, the GDP from the previous year moving forward. So it's going to increase to around between 40 to 50 billion dollars a year back, maybe if they change the formula successfully. Yeah. Because previously they said previous government too conservative, don't want to don't want to tell a real GDP is. So now the new prime minister, the new, really, new government, I would say, because new prime ministers, they say, oh, I have my own formula now. I want to change, to be a realistic, internationally accepted. Previously, a lot of people, investors will try to telling them, say, hey, my GDP is 30 billion. I said, is it real numbers? I don't know too. I got from the government. Yeah. Because, previously, a lot of investors questioned me more than 10 years ago. They said, Cambodia looks, they look at the GDP, they look at the bank deposit, they look at all areas. They said, I don't see is that I'm going to invest here and then I make money. But I don't know why Cambodian people can have a house, huge villa, very big car, They are from Singapore, they are from Malaysia, they are richer than us, but they cannot afford to buy a big car, Lexus, Mercedes, Land Cruiser, right? Only really rich can buy it. Why? Cambodian people, so many Lexus 570 Land Cruiser, Mercedes drive on the road. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Everywhere. I cannot answer this question too. Okay. I also don't know, because if you look at the statistic, or the website, the government website, ADB, World Bank, you just can afford a motorbike, not a car, not even, a big car like that. Yeah. But I always say, we have a secret money, under the pillow. Yeah. But it's true. He came to it he's surprised. He said that, oh, we want to buy land. I said, okay, fine, no problem. If you buy land at that time, the price going to increase. A lot of people, a lot of foreign investors always, have a challenge. They say, oh, bubble, but actually now it's bubble. Yeah. So, but we, Cambodian, we have, not a, like I say, we have money, but we are not disclosed. We keep it. So we use it when we need it. Okay, that is a good thing. That's why nobody can predict us. Do you think it's good or bad thing? If you hide your properties, you trying to trick foreigner. Yeah, so maybe good, maybe bad. It depends. I don't know. But if I'm talking about attracting foreign direct investment, I would say that it's not a good thing because, as I said, they come, why this and that, and then when they see this, they say, oh, Cambodian people don't like saving, so you don't save. How much you spend all your earnings? Yeah, you spend all your earnings. So then they see, oh, the company is not stable. It's gonna be a trouble. There would be a financial crisis, this and that. Yeah, that's it. They turn into a different story in terms of assessments. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we still survive. Okay, but going to be better. Just policy is a program. Like I said, trying to collect more tax. The same like back in 2020s, we want to have more tax revenue. We introduce capital gain tax. Before we don't collect tax, right? We discussed about before capital gain tax. It means if you invest in real estate, you buy a land or a house or a building, and then you sell it, you gain, you pay tax. Before and now, nobody pay. A lot of investor in real estate, Cambodian especially, they become oknya within a years. Okay. Yeah. Many of my friends, and they become oknya, within a year. I never see them for a year, and they become oknya. They have a bodyguard walk along. I say, wow. Okay. Okay, but some of them now in jail. Some of them is hiding somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how but they told me, "Bong, please invest with me. Just one month alone, I can generate $1 million, $2 million. I buy this land, sell it, that and that. Explain to me, want me to invest, and because they love me. They want me to be rich. I say, oh no, I don't have money. I'm just a teacher. I don't make much money. Okay, and now they introduce a capital gain tax. Yeah, but they delay in 2020 until now because of the as I said, real estate sectors downs. If you collect tax from them, then it's not a good time. And yeah, kind of a framework, not just create new tax, but it's trying to eliminate some as well. Same thing. There are a few other tax that still controversial with respect to we call property tax and unused land tax, which means tax on property you buy, keep it, wait for a good time to sell, and you don't use that property, you don't use that land for any activity, just keep it there. And then government also need to collect what we call unused land tax. So yeah. But at the same time, you are required to pay what we call property tax on the property you own, land and building. Your house also need to pay tax. Yeah, maybe you don't know, but your parent paying it. Okay. Yeah, and this is a kind of a government program. When they see that economy is increased, they said, oh yeah, it's a good time to collect some more tax because my people now make more money. Okay. I don't want them to keep so much. They need to share with me. Okay, something like that. Okay. Okay, so administrative is that bill to levy and collect tax. Yes, the process that they collect tax from you. Before, when you want to pay tax, you have to go to the office, and then by taking some document, your ID card, kinds of contracts, invoice, and some sort of paperwork, like reporting, financial reporting to the tax department, say asking, hey, now I make money, I want to pay tax. Please allow me to pay tax, going talk to them physically. But now they change the administrative work, they change to, you can pay online, almost all of it. You can transfer monies from your banks to the GDT bank accounts. Before, if you want to pay tax, you have to carry cash. When I start my first work back in 2004, I used to carry cash. At the time, one client, they pay 30,000 US dollars tax, so dangerous at the time, 20 years ago. I go to Li Hua, maybe you don't know Li Hua exchange near Olympic stadiums, to exchange from dollar. I go to they transfer from, that company is located in Siem Reap province. And then but they need to pay tax here in Cambodia. Okay. Sorry, in Phnom Penh. And then they transfer to my company bank account. I have to go to the bank and withdraw the cash, dollars, $30,000, and then go to Li Hua to exchange for Khmer Real, and then go to the tax departments to pay tax. So carry cash at that time, 30,000. It's equivalent to now maybe almost $500,000. And then I have, I have a driver, like I call my colleagues, say, hey, go with me, a lot of cash. 3 or 4 people, they are my colleagues, so not a bodyguard at the time. So it's so dangerous. Yeah. Okay. And they pay tax through what? Different tariff. We're talking about different rate, different maybe exempt, maybe 5, maybe 10, talking about tax and salary. Yeah. So what they want to, because based on the policy they create, law they create, and they create a way or administrative process to collect tax based on what they want to. So who is the one who actually create a policy or create a tax law? What they call policy maker. But in Cambodia, policy maker basically tax officer. In other country, policy maker is a member of parliament, or maybe a member of a professor from well-known university, or a recognized or well-known professor, acting as advisor. But Cambodia, policymaker is tax officer. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Tax officer is a law enforcement officer. The guy who go to see you, ask you to pay tax. They know you very well, and that's a psychologist of a human being. You love money. Everyone love money. Do you love money? If you tell him, if you tell me you don't, okay, just quit. Okay, stay at home. Don't need to study. Yeah. When we see the money every day coming in, as a human being, we love to see more and more and more and more. A lot of people, before I don't believe it, because when I study, a student like you, talking about, a lot of money, this and that, a lot of corruption, this. I said, no, after I will be a good Cambodian citizen. I will not commit corruption. I will not do, I will not violate the law. I will, I want my country, I want my country become a good country. That's starting from me as a citizen. That is my commitment when I, as a student. Okay. When I work, that's a different story. Okay. I struggled for the first 2 years, to change my, to change my, my thought or my commitment or whatever, I'm struggling. I said, oh, wow, 360-degree different, those days, but now it's better now. So you don't need to change that much. Okay. So tax officer, they collect tax, they want, because what? They will get incentive, get promotion when they collect more tax, right? When you work, If you perform good, you will get promoted, increase salary, get bonus. And he, the one who collect, and he always, he have a mentality to think, if I create this law, increase more tax rate, I will collect more tax. Then I get promoted. Yeah. Do you agree with me? Yeah. I allow you to process. Yeah. Sure. Everyone, selfish, try the best to gain more interest for your own, for your own, more or less. Many people will say, oh yeah, I'm so fair, that's my friend, but deep down in your mind, there's something inside telling you, say, hey, why you do this, Okay. Yeah, but some, I'm not all, but some will say, oh, really, really fair, really fair. And okay, but that's the process. Why I involve with this kind of process many times? Because I working, with them. I'm a private sector. I'm not a government officer, but I work with them. So many officers, because I work since 2004, now 20 years. Back in 2004, not many officers, a few hundred people only. And I go to the office every day. All of them know me. Okay, and at the time I worked for KPMG, right, one of the international consulting firm. They respect, the officer respect, and then whatever I say, sometimes wrong, they also accept. Looking at those days, I say, oh yes. And then recently, when they want to collect more tax, some of them unofficially consult with me. They say, hey, Laisim, can you telling me if I change this law, I can collect more tax? Do you agree with me? I said, why? Why I have to advise you to collect more tax from me? No, I'm thinking, I didn't tell them, but I'm thinking, they say, oh, yeah, maybe, blah, 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 okay, but please help me, you can help me to write the policies. I said, oh, yeah, I'm busy, I'm busy, I don't have. Before I did, 15 years ago, I did a few, but at the end of the day, I see that, the rule that I wrote, I'm trying to be fair, but they change for their own benefit. And then I see, oh yes, I'm trying to create a good thing. They consult, and after that, they change the rule and to provide their taxing rights more than what I want to, and it's not fair to the taxpayer. And then I get backfire from the private sectors, say, because of you, they point at me, because of you, now the government collect a lot of tax from me. And then I lost my client, right? They don't hire, they had me. Yeah. So then I stopped. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, you have a good relationship with the government officer, with the tax officer, they respect me. Yeah, what I get, I don't get, but I don't get money because nobody come to hire me anymore because they had me. They appreciate me, from the private sector. They say, oh yeah, you good, but okay. But because of you, I pay a lot of tax. Now my boss don't want me to talk to you. Okay. Then I stop. Yes. Now what I do is just I represent the private sector. If you have problem, okay, come to me. I offer a free service to you, and then I will try to consult with you and to do like advocate to the government. Say, hey, your tax policy is not good. The tax law is not good. You change this and that. So I acting, on behalf of private, so that I can get more client. Okay, but of course, I'm still, unofficially consult with them, but I'm not going to. What I would say, on their side, on the private sector side, yeah, and that's why I said, it's dangerous. The tax officer, the guy who can get benefit, the one who created policies, yeah. But Cambodia, many of the higher ranking officer at the Ministry of Finance, I talk to them, they say they don't have a good knowledge to come up with a tax policy or tax law. I said, who? You are, the higher ranking officer compared to the GDT tax department. Why you don't have a good knowledge to actually do this? I don't know, they lying me or not, but I see this happen. Okay, so and involved with just recent one a few months ago, that's the tax department, they created policies, really a bad policy. I against them. I just submit a letter to complaints about this new policies, new tax law. Yes, Friday last week, on behalf of the private sectors. I know they had me, but it's okay. Yeah, that's my job to protect the private sector interests. If I protect tax department, I will die. Okay. Okay, that's my observations. There's no formula theory anyone, but I see that's from my real experience. I see that that's dangerous. The policymakers supposed to be the one who actually looking, big pictures, and the one like fair, but that's a Cambodian policymaker. Yeah, basically they just explain what we call tax administrations, management to administer tax payment, tax collection, all of follow the law. Talking about management, implementation, maybe execution of applicable tax law, which is tax department, we call general. Mainly, General Department of Taxation, in short, we call GDT. You know their offices? Do you know? I think many of you know. Yeah, you love tax departments. Some of you want to work there. They're going to move to a very nice building, Choi Chongwa. Now if you work there, you will have a very nice office, even nice, better than a custom department. Because as I said, they claim now the highest status. If you become a tax officer now, if you walk to the countryside, everyone will respect you. Say, wow, the rich people coming to my communities. It's true. Before tax officer, they don't really look at your face. But now now the custom, the status is down, tax officer now moving up. Many of my friend work as the custom officer before, if the custom officer go anywhere, people around you will respect you. Rich man. Okay, now tax officer become a rich man. Custom now, what is our custom? What custom do? Most of it, paperwork, no money. Okay, so tax department, this control, collect, administer the tax collection, tax control, and you probably have some other tax branches, like in Phnom Penh, you have all tax branch in each khan, yeah. In the province, probably one tax branch for one province. Yeah, what is the tax administration do? Include assessment, collections, enforcement, litigation, publication. What they do? Statistical gathering. Yeah, they can assess tax. They come to audit your companies. Yeah. Our tax system only one. Now we call self-assessed tax regime. Self-assessed tax regime means you are the taxpayer. You read the law, relevant related regulations, and try to assess yourself. Do I need to pay or I don't need to pay? You the one who complete the tax returns, and file to the tax departments. Okay. Whatever you fill in, that is your responsibilities. The tax department, the tax officer cannot say you are right or wrong at the time you submit the tax report. They just accept it. Okay, and then you make money, you transfer monies. It doesn't matter, you transfer or not transfer, at the times, at the deadline, they will not say anything. under the law because you assess yourself under the law. And then, but after you do a filing complete, and then they make a noise. They say, your tax report is not correct. Okay, boss, I saw one taxpayer submit a tax report this month. It's not correct. I found some information from the other source. He generated a 1 million income, but he declared only $1,000. Okay, boss, please, prepare a mission letter. I want to go to his office. Yeah, come to assess your tax. Okay. This is our system now. Okay, so and that's why confuse so many taxpayers, especially Cambodian, not foreign investor, because foreign investor they accept that all country they follow sell-assess regime. Yeah, but Cambodian business people here before they used to what I discussed. We talk about three regime. On Monday, right? Estimated regime, real regime, and the one that I forget in English, simplify. But I always forget. But English they call simplified regime, but never implemented. So only two. Estimate regime, as I mentioned on Monday, they say that the officer and the taxpayer come to discuss how much tax I should pay, right? And they get used to it. But now they changed the law back in 2015, ask them to assess tax by themselves. And they don't know the law. They never read the law. Small business along the street here. Yeah, maybe some they cannot read, right? Yeah, like a trader in Central Market, or to say Olympic, some they cannot read. How do they know? How do they read tax law? Or some have they have a high education, but they study in different area. They don't understand the tax law. They don't understand accounting because tax law come from accounting report. They don't know. So, and then they never do a tax filing, and then they're happy. Oh, no tax officer come to my business now. So it means I completely exempt from tax. That's what they are thinking before. And then I think back a few years ago, back in 2018 and 19, many tax officers, they come to conduct what they call tax collections and tax enforcement. The tax department hire a contract officer to go to every business, to check why you don't pay tax. You're supposed to pay tax. Why? I say, hey, nope. No officer come to my place. It means I exempt. They say, no. Now we change from the estimated regime to a sell-assess. You assess yourself. What? A lot of problem back then. Luckily, we have COVID. If no COVID, it's gonna be a lot of problem. But COVID coming, such enforcement. Okay, now people, like such enforcement suspended and less aggressive. It's luckily, COVID. If not COVID, you're gonna see a strike from the business, small business nationwide. Yeah. So you look at ComEd now, you can see a sticker, a small sticker, right? Yeah, at the door. Oh, because now they only focus on the registered company only, or the big company. They are not going to collect tax from the trader in the state market, like Central Market, or say Olympic. Yeah, they don't do that anymore because they're afraid those traders will be on strike and look bad because our economy now is down. If the business stop selling and go on strike, going to be a lot of problem. Okay, thanks to COVID. And yeah, the litigation is mean when they come to audit and to enforce, you don't happy. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's a nice song. Nice ringtone. Yeah. Yeah. Ringtone is the most popular back 10 years ago, right? Yeah. I change every month. I spend a lot of money. When somebody called me, I don't want to pick it up yet, like 2 or 3 times. I want to listen to that song. And also call tune, right? Call tune. Okay. I love to call to somebody like, install like a very good song, call tune. When you call You don't see, you don't hear toot 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 toot, whatever. You hear the song. Still popular now? I don't know. At your generation? No, no. Okay, good. You don't waste money. It's a good young generation. During my time, I spent so much money on this phone. The phone at that time also expensive. The call also expensive, but we waste a lot of money to buy, ringtone, call tune. Okay, so litigation, which means the process that you can complain. They have the right to assess us whatever they want sometimes if we don't have a document, but we have the right to protest, submit a complaint letter officially to them. Say, I don't agree with you. You come, you use your own judgment. You don't ask me. You don't listen. You don't take into account my document, my explanation, something like that. And publication, of course. Have you seen any publication issued by the tax department? They do have a Facebook page, right? Yeah, you can search General Department of Taxation. They publish new regulation. Sometimes they publish what they are doing, what they have, what they are doing in the last couple of weeks, a month, or something like that. Collect that statistic, all of those. Keep tax law, or maybe other related work. So that's work performed by what we call General Department of Taxation, one of the government big institution, one of the most powerful government institution, tax department and custom department. Okay, so as now the policy created by them, collection enforcement also do by them. Okay, then a lot of dangerous things. Okay, we cover brief on policy administration. Then we talking about what is our history of tax history, Cambodian tax history. Yeah, we start to establish tax department back in 1953, long time ago, and we have no tax collection. It's a tax haven country at that time. We have like how many years? Almost 3 years, tax haven country. Yeah, during Maro. Yeah, no tax collection. It's a tax haven country. Okay, we yeah, and we start to collect tax again back in 1992. Yeah, so the country who do not collect tax is North Korea. Right now, North Korea, no tax collection because only the government can do business. Their people cannot do business because they are communists, extreme communists, the same like us, 95 to 1999, 1979. Okay, then we start. Yeah, but we start to set up, re-establish the tax department back in 1982. But we don't need to do any tax law yet. But at the time, you look at here, yeah, it's quite funny. Yeah, we collect patent tax. Patent tax is a business tax. If you set up a business, you need to pay one time a year, one time a fixed amount. Now the maximum is if you are a big company, you pay around $750, equal to 3 million Khmer Rio, yeah, a year. If you are small, you pay $100. If you are a big company, you pay 3 million Khmer Rio, equivalent $750. And they collect tax on local product. So, but at that time, they only collect tax on ice cream. If you eat ice cream, you consider as a rich person. Okay, they tax from you. So tax on ice cream means tax on consumption at that time. At the time, there's no income tax. No income tax. They only collect tax on the consumption. Local product, such as what they say, ice cream. But and tobacco, leaf. at the time, it's a very good product. As I mentioned, I tried to smoke when I was 12. If you smoke at the time, yeah, but I cannot do it. I couldn't do it. So now I don't smoke. I tried just one time, then I stopped forever. Okay. But it's good for me. All my friends, at that village, I have around 20s, friend there, study at the same class. Everyone try at 12 or 13, because at that time, back in 80, 80, men, like 90% of men smoke. Around 30 to 50% of women also smoke. When we smoke, any people smoke, you will have what I would say, like a sense of humor. I mean, like, oh, you can go to their community, you can talk, and if you don't smoke, they will say, hey, go away. I don't like you, especially, men. And that's why I try. I try to go to their communities because 90% of them smoke. Yeah. So if I don't smoke, I become a 10% in the community. They don't really want to talk to me. The same now, if you see someone smoke, you say, okay, go away, right? That is completely different mentalities, right? If you see somebody smoke, go away. You don't talk, you don't want to talk to them. You destroy my health too. Yeah. But those days, if you don't smoke, the same way that they treat you. Yeah. All of my friends they smoke. Now they still smoke. Some stop, but I couldn't do it. And that's why they tax. And one more thing is lotus seed. Okay. Lotus seed, right? The linchuk. Crop chuk, yeah, the linchuk, When you eat, you pay tax, When you eat other, I don't know why. I feel funny, I read the regulation back, when I read the law, I said, what? Because I don't even know at that time, at the time, like Kulinchuk. I know Kulinchuk when I come to Phnom Penh. That I say, oh, a lot of people in Phnom Penh they eat this, but in the countryside I don't eat it. I have so many, many of them, but they don't eat it. Okay, and then I think, oh, because people in Phnom Penh in the big city eat it, and that's why they tax. So they tax from the rich people. We are poor, we don't eat. Okay, because where I come from Banteay in Jain province, that's a war zone. That's a war zone. They stopped war back in 1996, and that's why they stopped fighting. I feel peace. I come to Phnom Penh. Basically, I'm from here. I'm not previously. Yeah, that's still Khmer rule. Yeah, until they stop fighting, and then I changed my status from Khmer rule to become normal Khmer. No Khmer rule anymore. Yeah, I'm living in Malay district, Banteay Chase. So yeah, okay. I changed my status back in 1996. Yeah, 1996. Before I've been in military for 1 year. I'm 15. Yeah, 15. We have to go to serve the military, Khmer military, and fighting with the government here. Yeah, but I'm in reserve. We call reserve. You start from 15. Okay, you reserve for around 2 years, 15, 16, and if you turn 17, you become like a real fighters. But luckily, when I reach 17, they stop war, so and then I can come to study. Yeah. Okay. If not, then uh, you never see me. I may die long time ago. Okay, this is about history. Very quick. Yeah, they introduced the law, more and more. Look at this. This tax is still a vehicle tax, vehicle tax at the time. Now we call tax on transportation means, if you own motorbike, car, all of those you have to pay every year, right? And slaughter tax still implement, registration tax and stamp duty still implements. The government collect a lot of tax stamp duty on property transfer. So you can see that they introduced in 1991 and 1994 they introduced what they call business tax. Now they collect tax on business income. Before 1994, they only collect tax on consumption, which means indirect tax. And then, yeah, they collect tax. And they also collect, we call turnover tax. Yeah, but from 1994 up to, yeah, I would say 1998. And from 1999, we introduced VAT. Salary tax just introduced in 1995. And what I just discussed, unused land tax, introduced in 1995. Until now, still implements unused land tax. But we are not covered in our syllabus. Yeah. Maybe next year, because it's uncertainty. Yeah. We will discuss when we study about registration tax, this uncertainty. Government policy change back and forth. 10 years ago, they said they stopped collecting unused land tax. 10 years later, they changed their mind. They want to collect unused land tax. Okay, and now they want to, but they have a new law. They will have a new law this year. They now just temporarily suspended, but they're going to have a new law cover the unused land tax. Yeah. And then we introduced a full, what we call law on taxation back in 1997, LOT, or law. So we introduced so many kind of tax on profit, minimum tax, withholding tax, salary tax, VAT, and other rule. Who funded us? Who helping us? IMF. Back in 1997, we don't have a human resource to do it, because all human resource we have all killed by Pol Pot, which is my leader before. I born there, I don't know. Young, okay. So they kill all the knowledgeable person. They come on. If you study abroad, you work for the government. They all kill, and that's why we don't have human resource when we have peace, and IMF helping us. So now you know who is helping us to create a law. Okay, we implement VAT from 1999, and we have another change, big change. Our law on taxation change, but who is the one who assists us? Still IMF. You know IMF, right? Do you know IMF? The richest institution in the world. International Monetary Fund. Yeah, this is the richest, institution in the world, because that's part of a UN, but the IMF is like a bank. Every country have to put money in the IMF, and IMF they create, we call World Bank. World Bank, but World Bank is just an arm of IMF. They run like a bank, provide a loan, but IMF the one who actually control, all the money, for the United Nations. Yeah, that's a requirement under the international law. So they have us too. And back in 2005, we call accommodation tax. We will learn about it. I don't want to talk now. And 2006, we changed what we call we we're talking about capital gain tax. They actually introduced in 2006 under Article 7 of the law on taxations. On who is it? Do you know physical person? Who is physical person? Citizen. Yeah. Who is citizen? Yeah, you. Under, you call, like a common word, citizen. But legal term, they call us physical person. They don't call citizen. That's a legal term. And under the legal area, so physical person is all of you, including me, is called physical person. And some they call natural person. Some country call natural person. Some country call physical person. In Cambodia, we use both because we follow English law and French law. We are hybrid. So whatever you come from France, you study in French, you study in English, or whatever Commonwealth country also can practice here. Because if you from that country, you study English law, I will use a different word. Oh, natural person. If you come to study from France, okay, I can use a physical person. Yeah, okay. Cambodia use both, but that's a legal term. So they introduced capital gain tax in 2006, but never implemented. Okay, never implemented. They want to implement it in 2020s when the government see that, oh yes, real estate sector is booming. So many oknya now. Okay, but now still not implement because crisis, thanks to COVID. Yeah, you don't need to pay tax. I don't need to pay tax. And then we have some change, back in 2011, implement of what we call property tax. Yes. That's if you own property, you need to pay, and since 2011, but starting to pay from 2012, all property, we will study about it, no worry. And 2013, we introduced what we call tax on share transfer. Yeah, if you're talking about share transfer, you all know, right? Share transfer, you're selling share in a company to somebody else. And when you're selling share, you own a company, you have a share in a company, you sell to someone, you need to pay tax. But this kind of tax still not implement until now. Yeah, they say that they're going to implement this year, but I don't know. Okay. Petroleum law. Yeah, unlucky, we cannot collect tax. So the project fell, right? So nobody actually nobody do. Okay, this is a separate law. Tax law govern the exploitation of natural resource such as petroleum. Before a U.S. company, Caltech, that after that they changed name to Chevron. They have a project back in Block A at our sea. So they explored it, and they told the government they found a huge amount of oil. Okay, but I don't know what happened. Back in 2012, they declared they exit. They don't want to do anymore. And then they sell the project to one of a Singaporean company called Chris Energies. Chris Energy process, they're starting to the first drilling, the business activity. I cannot remember, back in 2000, yes. They start for a while, and now they say, oh, no oil. And then they declare bankrupt. Now Chris Energy bankrupt, now in the process of liquidation. So yeah, but we have law, but nobody study it because we have no oil. Okay. that all history of about our tax law, about the change and update it. Okay, look at where we start from. When when we write a law, we are not start from scratch. We're starting from this, what we call World Basics Tax Code. That's the main source of our vocabulary. We copy 100% from them, but we only copy around 70% of the code that they have. This is standard. Who developed this code? Some guy here. Because in the US, Howard is more active to create like a tax code for developing country. Yeah, developing country like Cambodia and many other developing countries. Because they know we cannot do it. We don't have knowledge to do it. And then they do for us. Okay, if you love, we can copy from them and implement it. But we love United States, we love US, then we copy from them. Some they love European, they copy from European tax law. Okay. Okay. So if you want a copy of this code, I think it's available here. But yeah, no IP is okay. You can copy for free. Okay, so yeah, we developed from there. Yes, as I said, from IMF to do that. This is the structure. We have okay here. So small. You can read from your lecture note. So yeah, just a structure at the tax department, where they are, how many departments they have, how many offices they have. So I don't think you need to. Okay, so then, okay, it's time 9 now. Okay, when we come back, when we see it again on Saturday, we study about tax system. Now we become deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay, you will know when you want to do business, when you need to pay tax. Okay, that's all for today. See you again on Saturdays.